Now, for those who've been in tune with modern day streaming, you know that it incentivizes a level of degeneracy in return for views. Now, a lot of people have been taking this content strategy and they've been doing all type of degenerate behavior. I'm pretty sure there was like a time where this guy pulled out a gun on a couple, like he was harassing the couple, and the couple wasn't having it, and he ended up pulling out a gun on the couple. So it's just gone crazy. And Jack Doherty, not too long ago as well, I'm pretty sure he crashed his car for a live stream while his friend was in the passenger seat risking his life. So just to give you a quick view of what's going on in today's age when it comes to streaming, there's a lot of incentives for these young streamers to engage in degenerate behavior in return for viewership. And majority of streamers I personally see nowadays, and maybe that's due to them being solely pushed, but majority of streamers that I see nowadays are going down this path of degeneracy. Now, the degenerate we're going to talk about in today's video is none other than Johnny Somali. Now, I'm sure you've heard of this guy plenty of times before. It's actually interesting because channels that are like just covering topics, they've actually kept his name alive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like even now this video is probably helping him out as well. Like, we're actually keeping him alive, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I think we might have to get together as creators and say, yeah, let's stop covering this guy. But it's hard not to, because people are also engaged. Like, it's not just like creators are just uploading these videos, people are clicking on them and watching them as well. So it's just interesting. Like, I think it's kind of interesting just seeing how like stupid the guy is, and I think you guys think it's interesting. But you know, all that aside, we are kind of giving this guy light. But Johnny Somali is a streamer who was arrested when he was in Japan, and he was essentially just following the path I talked about earlier with the degeneracy, and his degeneracy led him to breaking into construction sites.
Oh, he's going into the warehouse? Nah, this is wild. I'm just a cameraman right here. I'm just a cameraman. I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. I am sorry. Oh, he's going in the warehouse, dog. Oh my god, Chad, what the fuck did I get myself into? Oh, he's mad. He's getting mad, bro.
There's been war crimes against the Japanese people. He was making fun of these war crimes on public transport. He was getting kicked out of restaurants. Essentially, he was doing everything he needed to do to basically rage bait, you know, because people get mad at him, but they end up, like I said, feeding into his business strategy, whatever, if you can even call it that. So essentially, he was doing all of those things, and it led to him being arrested. Now, when he got arrested, he seemed like at first he would maybe change, because to go from doing stupid shit while streaming to being arrested, it usually makes you think twice about what you're doing. So it seemed like, okay, this would be the start of him changing. But he's recently went to South Korea and got himself arrested again.
The internet's globe-trotting crown prince of chaos has officially around, and with his latest arrest, he has certainly found out.
Now, the interesting thing about his arrest this time, and we're going to get into more detail, but the interesting thing about his arrest this time is that when they arrested him, they actually drug tested him, and within the drug test they did on him, they actually found traces of THC. Now, to people in the UK and the US, that might not be a big deal, even though it's not legal in the UK, but you know what I'm saying, it still might not be a big deal. To people in the UK and US, it might not be a big deal, but over there in South Korea, drug abuse of any sort, whether it's serious or not serious, they take it very serious regardless. So he could potentially be facing time or a very hefty fine for what he's doing right now, in terms of the drug abuse. So that's an issue in itself, and also the bullshit he's been doing while he's been over there in South Korea. He has to worry about consequences for that. Now, I do believe he's had his passport taken off of him, but that's just what we know so far. Now, some of you may be thinking, like, why is no one doing nothing about this? Well, there are some people who are doing something about Johnny Somali's crazy behavior. Now, part of his crazy behavior actually was twerking on a statue that was made because in South Korea, the woman went through a time where they were forced into SE slavery. You know, I don't really want to say it because YouTube just yellow marks your stuff when you start saying certain words. But basically, women were forced into slavery.
Somali's trip to South Korea began. He deeply offended people when he kissed and twerked on the Statue of Peace, a national monument meant to recognize women who were forced into sex slavery during the Japanese occupation of South Korea during World War II.
SE, you know, the rest. And essentially, he went and twerked on this statue that was made in remembrance of those times those women had to go through. So a lot of people found this to be very disrespectful, and people actually did catch him in the street and assault him.
my hat. 자, 이쪽으로 오세요. 거기 너 핸드폰이에요? 네? 주세요. 이거요, 뭐죠? 제 거예요. 본인 거예요? 모자예요? 저 어깨 다쳤어요. 누구 모자예요? 네. 주세요. 모자 주세요.
I can't really say I feel too bad for him, because I've heard him say himself that he doesn't even care about the stuff he's doing to people and how he's affecting people. He don't care, so it's like hard to kind of feel bad for him. But this is a state of where Johnny Somali's at now. He did have this to say after everything.
Hopefully we can move past this and have a better future.
Me personally, I think it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he is moving forward in any way. I think maybe he might cool down for a little bit, but I don't think this is going to be the end of Johnny Somali in the long term. Now, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this guy. Do you watch him? Like, does anybody even watch him, or do you just see him crashing out like the rest of us? Let me know your thoughts and opinions of this and the state of streaming as a whole in the comment section down below, and I'll make sure to catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.